Greetings, all you newly recruited agents of Overwatch. Duuz-Diz-Din back again with another Overwatch Origin short. For the newest character, time of recording, Illari. Last time we saw Lifeweaver, who I've played. Some ways he plays I'm not the most fond of, but pretty solid character all things considered. Haven't seen too much controversy coming out of the gate for that one. But Illari, I've already played the character, and man, I actually really do love the character's moveset. A DPS with a lot of healing. DPS kind of like Sojourn, but just not at the same rate of fire as a Sojourn or a Soldier. The pylon, the healing pylon, reminds me of back when Symmetra used to have those shield generators that would give various characters their own specific shield. The thing about those is you'd have to go and find those, which made it tricky. So if you couldn't find the enemy shield generator, you'd be playing with a handicap. And she also has her healing beam, which is pretty cool. It's almost like if Zarya's beam cannon could heal. But man, her ult? Whoa, that thing is devastating. I thought Ramatra's ult, when he popped that off, could be pretty like heavy hitting if you weren't paying attention, but man, Illari's? Oh, dude. Now I will be talking about Invasion afterwards, so after I check this out, stay tuned, or skip ahead if you want to hear my thoughts on the Invasion event. Got some choice words, got some positive words, but first, let's check out Illari's story, shall we? I gotta say, I've been interested about this because man, a lot of her voice lines are deep. Illari, yeah, she comes from Peru, right? Ooh, solar energy, nice. Whoa, like those are straight up Mayan building. A whole culture, Intel warrior, children of the sun, kingdom of the sun, just like the Emperor's New Groove. During the Omnic crisis. Cool. I mean, it was said that a lot of warriors fought back in their own specific way. A lot of cultures fought back in their own specific way. Oh. Yeah, cool. So, even as a youngin', she was pretty badass. Okay. And she seems to have some kind of regret. Whoa. What the heck? Oh, they imbued her. Okay. Even greater power. Wait, oh no, what? Holy crap, Jesus, what? But why? She wiped them all out? Jeez. Okay, Illari, okay. Last child of the sun. Man, that is a shockingly dark backstory. I mean, we've had some pretty dark backstories before, but to have accidentally wiped out her people? Did no one survive? I mean, granted, given it probably was a ceremony and all of her people had to probably be in attendance, or at least the warriors, but I think at least a few of them would have lived. So, I wonder, because some of her abilities seem like magic, but does it come from the enhancements, or could all the warriors do a lot of what she could do? And yeah, I mean, her ult is devastating. It could wipe a whole team like it was nothing if given a chance. But man, but it's so odd. You think they would have had some kind of precautions in place, or did it only ever happen with her? Any kind of issue? And why? That's fascinating. It's unfortunate because I don't know if we'll ever really receive any real information on why this happened. But that's a heavy thing to carry, having wiped out the people she trained with, the people she grew up with, the people she admired. Oof, that's a heavy weight to carry. Man, explains a lot about why she's so stoic. That is pretty depressing. Now, a review of Invasion. Invasion itself, extremely fun, because I have loved a lot of their previous story-based missions. The Storm, Retribution, and what was the first one with Lena's first mission? those were actually pretty fun. And, you know, a lot of these are geared the same way. Various different difficulties, various different achievements. When we got the story of Aurora, that helped to deepen things, but I don't want to harp on this, but it really does feel like too little too late. Like, this is the kind of stuff, like, there were those of us who were understanding when you decided to launch Overwatch 2, but it was more in the vein of, what Winston had created, the second iteration of Overwatch. A bit of a cheeky way of going about things, but those who understood. But to launch the game, and only just now, time of recording, to be bringing out this content, because even without the upgrade tree being fully available, like, these missions really should have been at the forefront of a lot of things. And if you needed to hold it back to polish it up and remove some bugs, make sure everything worked the way it needed to work, you should have just said so. Like, given a lot of games that have been delayed, and for good reason, or games that were pushed out the door and should have been delayed, I think a good enough amount of the fan base would have understood holding something back before it was ready. And as happy as I am with this, I can only be pessimistic at this point, because I'm left wondering, how long will these missions stick around? You've made it seem like it's going to be a permanent fixture for stuff, so why aren't you putting more of the stuff? Why not put the other story-based missions there too? Why make those exclusively an event, unless that's just how you're trying to perceive things, like those things take place in the past, so they're only an event during the time of remembrance, the archive missions as it were, and you're going to be pumping out more and more story-based missions. But how many story-based missions? I mean, even in terms of the actual story of Invasion, it ends on a bit of a cliffhanger. And for the most part, I saw a lot of, in terms of the story, a lot of the stuff we saw in the initial trailer for Overwatch 2. But then you stop short of one, which was, spoiler alert, Genji meeting Zenyatta. Instead, we have Zenyatta being abducted by Talon. Like, what does that mean? I'm interested, but, like, I don't know if I should have faith that I'm going to get these answers anytime soon. Like, he gave such great character moments, and, finally, Overwatch is coming back, but it almost feels like it really did channel the in-world vibe of Overwatch, where it was this once great thing that fell from grace because of internal scandals, and while some, a smaller amounts, are happy to have it back, there are others that think Overwatch should just end and never come back. Like, that's pretty on brand, all things considered, but I don't know. I mean, you've said that you have more stuff for the underground missions, so we'll see how that goes, but I really got my fingers crossed that Blizzard can actually make this at least even half the game this used to be back in the day. You got some great lore coming out. You got some fun story missions coming out, and I want to see more. I want to see more of the characters highlighted, more of the story, where this is all going. I'm cautiously optimistic, I'll say that much. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. In terms of Illari, or what you think of her backstory and how she'll fit into the grand scheme of Overwatch, because let's face it, even in terms of the game, only so many characters actually factor in to certain things. I'm still hoping for like a Talon-based mission. Maybe we could have a mission for the Junkers, though I do feel like the Junkers really should have a healer of their own at some point. And I'm very curious about what Ramatra is up to. So also let me know what you think of the Invasion event if you've played it. Is it something that's gotten you back into Overwatch? Do you feel like, no, you're done with Overwatch, never gonna touch it again? Or do you feel that it's weak sauce, that you've played it and it's alright, but it wasn't what you were hoping for, or it was too little too late? I want to hear from you. So like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the ride, and until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din. Thanks for watching and hope to see you later. Take care. Bye bye.